Raiders! Oakland, L.A., Oakland, Vegas, Raider Nation, wherever, forever! You got your old Uncle Mosh and Raiders Fan Radio from Murf's Man Cave, taking a lighter journey into the dark side. Sit back, put your feet up, pop a top, and enjoy the ride. Here we go!
Look left, look right, Bolitnikov, a leaking pass, touchdown!
We miss you, we love you, and we'll see you in the Hall of Fame.
When you have great coaches, then after you have great coaches, you get great players, you have a great organization, and you tell them one thing, just win, baby.
Way up the middle, intercepted Filipiano at the 50, time running down, Oakland football, and I think Oakland victory.
The Oakland Raiders have scored on the most zany, unbelievable, absolutely impossible dream of a play. Well, I love this team. I think this team can win. I think this team can win.
I like that picture of Del Tufo.
It's cool.
Yeah, and Brockman. Yeah.
What is up, Raider Nation? Your buddy Murf back once again for what we hope to be a fantastic episode of Raiders Fan Radio. Raiders Fan Radio episode number 161, coming to you live from Murf's Fan Cave. This is now RFR Live. Mr. Swaggo and I had a good time earlier tonight putting together the RFR Rundown, where we do an in-depth look at the heels of free agency. But this show here, RFR Live 161, is all about you. It's all about Raider Nation. We're going to jump into the Sea of Fans mailbag. We're going to hit a couple of audio bites along the way. But for the most part, it is all about your phone calls. This is all about your emails. And this is all about the chat, except there is no chat, at least not a live chat right now, because with the internet issues that have been going on, with the amount of live streaming, we've seen a lot of services like Instagram and Facebook Live, and a lot of these things are really having a lot of trouble because of the bandwidth that it takes up when you go and do a live stream. Well, our show, as we come to you in glorious 4K here from the Palatial Fan Cave Studios, it takes up a lot of bandwidth, and so it's kind of been a struggle with the internet. So we're recording this. We're going to then post it up on YouTube as a premiere. The chat will then go live there, and the cool thing about this, and this will actually be kind of fun, is that we're going to be able to jump in the chat live with you. A lot of times throughout the course of the show, I'm not able to really keep up with the chat because I'm in the middle of producing the show. So this will be fun exercise that we'll be able to go back and actually engage with you all at that time. So welcome to those of you that are now live in the chat. And so tonight in the Fan Cave, we got a full house, and really excited to welcome back for the second week in a row the man that adorns the Western Annex of the Murf Fan Cave desk, the one and only. Come on.
I almost didn't make it tonight.
You almost didn't make it?
I almost didn't make it tonight.
A little bit of the little quarantine.
I'm a little quarantined, though, and that's part of the charm about living in the country. Is that, what do I quarantine from? The turkey? The deer? The dogs?
Yeah.
I live in quarantine. I always live in quarantine, but I had some work to do, and so I came over to wear out that bandwidth and steal some of your internet.
Absolutely,
and,
anytime.
Man, it was great though. So thank you for letting me do that. Hey, I got to tell you something, and I know that you got to introduce over to my right, but do that and then come back to me because I got to give a shout out, man.
Okay, let's do it. All right, so he's, as you mentioned, the man that adorns the Southern Annex of the Western Annex, the Murf's Fan Cave desk, Swag Jeff.
Swaggy J.
What's up, Swaggo? Why you got no?
Oh, is this thing on?
Oh yeah.
Is this thing on?
Oh, I am killing me. It's so hot.
Oh my gosh! I'm surprised I'm on. I'm surprised I'm live. I'm hot.
You got a fancy new microphone you're hot on over there, buddy.
I do, and I was afraid it wasn't going to be on after last week. Mosh took all my jobs.
Oh, so let me just hit the bitter pig button.
Here we go.
Well,
are you guys gonna have a little thing going on?
He's just a little whiny butt today.
Well, you kind of crapped on his contact info there, Mosh. I'm just saying. I'm not saying it was, what? No.
You better flip to his camera.
No, I'm not saying that you weren't justified in doing so. I'm just saying he put out this effort to put out this new contact information, and you really took it at him.
his contact info.
Wait, this is like 2 of the last 3 times you've been on the show. You've been ready to kill me. Okay,
It's a good thing I'm drinking.
Okay, so it was your contact info.
It's always been my
always
contact
been your
info.
contact. Jeff jumped in with some live reads and did his own version, and you didn't care for it.
So anyway, where'd we have dinner tonight, guys?
Oh, Domenico's.
Come on,
Domenico's.
So I've started a Domenico's countdown, right? A rundown, I don't know, an off the wall. I mean, the very first thing we ever had there, I had the meatball sandwich, and it was to die for. There, last week I had the Lanny, which is probably my favorite sandwich.
Pastrami, right?
Oh no! I got the pastrami yesterday. So I had the Lanny, and it was a cold cut combo, and it was everything on it. So I was telling my wife about it, and we were out practicing social distance. She was sitting on the far end of the van. It's kind of creepy, when I'm driving and she's in the way back seat, But the funny thing is she's been there for like 9 years, so. It's okay, but anyway, we've been social distancing for a long time.
Well, yeah.
So we go, I go, let's go eat. So we pull up there, and of course, Jeff is a great guy, and it's the first time I've been in person. You've always just got the meals, or Jeff's got the meals, or whatever. Anyway, so I go in there, and I start talking to the girl behind the counter, and he goes, Uncle Mosh!
Nice.
He recognized my voice. He's a faithful listener to the show, right?
I love it.
So I'm on this quest for the best Reuben in Middle Tennessee. Everywhere I go, the first time I go to a restaurant, I judge them by their Reuben. This was amazing. This rye bread, I don't know where he gets his bread, but it was just semi-toasted, so the bread itself was a little warm.
Yeah.
And then I don't just get like the Thousand Islands or the Russian or whatever dressing they put on. I always get the spicy mustard as well.
Oh, nice.
And it was this thick, hot cut, and the kraut was fresh. I mean, it was just drippy and oozy. And of course, we had to eat it in the car because restaurants
can't dine in.
But I didn't care, man. I was sitting right in front. And then today, what did we have? You and I had the same sandwich.
We got the Soprano.
It was amazing.
Unbelievable.
What was on that? I was 3 bites in before I was
It's got like hot salami and capicola and mortadella and all kinds of stuff.
It was
on there.
great, like
and the provolone cheese.
2 chomps just to make sure it was dead, and I was swallowing dry.
Man,
yeah.
so good.
It was so good. So man, if anybody is out, and then I always get the cannoli. But you got us the cheesecake.
They're out of cannolis.
Yeah, because they were on the news this morning.
Yeah,
and so they got swamped, and everyone took all the cannolis.
So this place has been open since January, and the news is already there about what
legit,
an amazing
man.
spot. So hey, shout out to our guys at Domenico's, and we hope to do a live. Once things get better, we're going to do a live remote from there.
Yeah,
We'll be
one of the
live
last
streaming
times
there
we
for
were in
sure.
there, we talked to Jeff about that. He was doing a live remote or having him here in the fan cave. And so I mean, because Jeff's got a lot of connectivity back to the Raiders.
Yeah, man.
And his whole family does, frankly. Like his sister was a Raiderette.
Yeah, and he's got a sign up in of the Alameda, and it's all the restaurants in Alameda.
Yes.
It was so cool,
so
man.
cool.
But anyway,
Absolutely.
so I just want to give a shout out to the guys that filled our bellies before the show tonight. Domenico's, Italian.
So, well, tonight, so I had the Genoa salami sandwich tonight.
Oh, nice.
So I asked Jeff last time I was in there, I'm like, man, the salami's fantastic. I'm like, where do you get that? And he goes, it's Molinari's.
It's Molinari's.
Molinari's from San Francisco.
Right.
He has it shipped, the salami shipped out here from
I bought a pound of it yesterday.
Did you really?
And I go, slice it really thin. He was working that machine for like an hour, man. I mean, like, you can roll these up and pick your teeth with them, man.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
nice.
about a quarter of it didn't make it home. It was great.
You got to have a roadie. You got to have a salami roadie. Yeah. All right, good stuff there. Appreciate our new friends, our new old friends at Domenico's, Jeff and his wife Scarlett. Really appreciate you all taking care of us here at Raiders Fan Radio on show nights. When we went in there today, he's like, "Look at you guys on your Raider gear." I'm like, "It's Wednesday. It's time for Domenico's and talking about the Raiders, man." So we're all in. All right, so so a couple things real quick. Support us here at Murf's Fan Cave in a couple of ways. First and foremost, subscribe to the YouTube and also subscribe to us on the anywhere that you find your podcast service. You can find us just by searching Murf's Fan Cave. That is MURFS Fan Cave. And on the YouTubes, we are like less than 200 now away from having 2,000 subscribers.
Yes.
When we get to 2,000... When we get to 2,000, we're going to give away a signed Get Made T-shirt signed by the three of us, and then also Swaggo and I are going to throw in some extra Raider gear. We're not going to tell you what it is, but I promise you it will be cool. The guy's name is Swag Jeff, for crying out loud. He'll have something cool.
Absolutely.
We don't want to tell you what we're going to give away. We don't want Cody to do it.
Oh, my.
I'm sorry, I broke the rule.
We said we weren't going to talk about that.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, I apologize.
All right. We're above that.
That was pretty funny, though.
We're above that.
That's so good.
Okay, so when you
Cody to give away Swag Jeff shirts.
Hey, Cody, I'll get a Get Made T-shirt in the mail for you so you can give that away on your show. Oh, my gosh. All right, so.
Sorry.
We should send him one anyway.
You know what? I might do that. Oh, my gosh.
Nah, he's got one.
We're all love around here. Okay, so when you subscribe to the Murph's Fan Cave network of shows, you get a couple of things in there. You get the Fan Club Blitz that is now returned, and those guys, awesome to hear. Splatterhead and Groby back on the Fan Club Blitz, and looking forward to see where they take that show in its new direction, including Raider content and many other things, sports related and fan club related. Mondays with Mikey Murph, we had plan on doing a show this last Monday. A couple things came up. Mikey wasn't able to make it, but we for sure. This is now a for sure. We're going to be back this Monday. So Monday, nice. That's going to be the 30th. Mikey and I are going to jump on and do Mondays with Mikey and Murph, run down free agency and a lot of cool stuff. Look forward to that. Swaggo and I got some fresh tales from the Nation shows coming at you. Also, Mojo's Pod Show. Our buddy Mojo. Shame on me, guys. Last week when I gave the show rundown, I forgot to include Mojo's Pod Show.
Let's play this commercial.
All right, let's do it.
Hey, everybody, this is your old Uncle Mosh from RFR Live, and I got a little question for you. You ever want to talk about the best ice-cold cerveza you just finished? Or you want to banter with your crew about all the good and the bad in the nation? The Raider Nation, that is. Well, you can do all this and much more on the Mojo Pod Show. That's right, the Mojo Pod Show, where you get riveting conversation, straightforward reviews about your favorite suds, and an honest approach to everything Raiders football. That's Mojo Pod Show on Murph's Fan Cave Podcast Network.
Credit Kenny Stapler on that right there. That's
right?
so good.
So bad.
That's great.
That's so good. Yeah, appreciate you, Mojo, man. You know we love you. Nothing but love and much respect. And so sorry, man, I forgot you on the rundown that last week. But anyway, so speaking of rundown, that's another show that we do on this network now. Swaggo and I just did one earlier today.
Yeah.
Where we did the heels of free agency, and we covered some hot topics. Mosh, we got some heat this week on social media.
We did.
A lot of people coming at us, man, for our support of Marcus Mariota around here, accusing us of being Tennessee honks and all kinds of stuff.
We are.
So, well, I know, right? But also, that aside, and you can hear all this on the rundown, but the gist of it is this. We're just in support of the Raiders making themselves better. It doesn't matter what it looks like. It doesn't matter, frankly, what players it is. It just happens to be Mariota now, and Mariota is the next guy up or next man up potentially. So we're going to support him because he's just as much of a Raider as Derek Carr is.
Yep.
And then last of all, you
Except
get
he hasn't played a game yet.
who? Marcus?
I would take difference with that. You can't say that Marcus is just as much of a Raider as Derek Carr is. He will be just as much of a Raider.
Fair enough.
Because if you do that, then we got to include who.
Oh,
and we're not going to do that.
Oh.
We're not going to even talk
gosh,
about that.
Mosh,
You know what I'm saying, right?
Great
right.
point. Yes.
Yeah,
very
you're
much
right.
so. Excellent call. And then the last show you have here on the network. Don't
What
mind
did
me.
you just do?
Don't mind me
It's
while-
live.
Don't mind me while I choke.
Live. While you burp.
Murph's
No,
got a
it
new
was-
microphone, and it picks up
Every little teeny thing. Huh?
Yeah.
This thing is way sensitive, man. I need to work with this thing. All right. So, and then the last show you have here is the flagship show, which is RFR Live. That is where we feature all of your emails and voicemails here in Murf's Fan Cave. Appreciate that, and we'll be sure to tell you how to contact us when we get to that segment. All right, so episode number 161 of Raiders Fan Radio Live, and we always like to tie back our episode number to something significant within Raider Nation, and the gentleman that's responsible for that, and I think this one's okay because he was on the front end of this thing. He didn't steal this one from Mosh. Kudos, Jeff. You got at least one of your own segments.
Oh, my God. I've never complained about that.
What?
About Jeff doing that. I love that he does that.
Yeah, because
why are you trying to start something?
No, because that used to be mine, and I gave it to him. What?
Moving right along.
How did I get in trouble for that?
Can I just do it?
Yeah, go.
Do I have permission from both of you to do this?
Riveting radio.
Yeah, you guys are witnessing family affairs.
It's a family affair.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So,
What was the name? What was that guy's name? Uncle Charlie?
Uncle Charlie.
All right, right on. Jeff, I don't think you understand what huge fans Uncle Mosh and I were.
Would you like for me to just give this to Mosh?
No, I want us to.
Man.
We need a minute.
Somebody's a bitter pig.
We need a minute.
I thought you were about to call me something else.
Somebody's a big
God.
fan of Family Affair. Okay, all right, go ahead, Jeff.
You were going to tell a story there.
Was that Keenan Wynn? Was that Keenan Wynn that was
Hey, grab me one while you're up. While you're walking out the door, throw a brewski up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay. All right, sorry, Jeff.
Here we go, Jeff. Go
All
ahead.
right.
Sorry, buddy.
You guys ready?
Hey, look, everyone's a little on edge.
Well, yeah.
Here, you ready, Jeff? Here we
Go.
go.
Yeah.
Let's hear from Jeff.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Oh, Mosh, you're great.
Episode number 161 of Raiders Fan Radio. Smartest man alive.
Go ahead, Jeff.
We're gonna make this a 3-hour show.
A 3-hour show. A 3-hour show. The swaggy started getting rough.
Swaggy started getting pissed. Yeah. Okay, episode 161 of Raiders Fan Radio. We're going to take it back to 1992, and we are going to talk about everyone's favorite Raider, Eric Dickerson.
Always on the short list.
He's the short list. Yeah. But you know what's interesting?
He's the short list.
He didn't even make Morgan Hill, let alone Mount Rushmore.
But
oh my gosh,
he was an NFL great.
He was NFL Hall of Famer.
Yep, NFL Hall of Famer.
Where is he on the all-time leading rusher list?
I mean, he's top
3 or something, right?
Yeah,
he's got to be.
It's like Emmett,
and
Peyton,
he still
and him, right?
And he still holds the record, I think, for most all-time rushing yards, right?
No, that's Emmett.
No, in a season.
Oh, in a season.
I think
in a
right.
season.
I think
it's like 2105.
21. Yeah, I was going to say it's well over 2.
Yeah. But anyway, his 1992 season, we got him the Owl way, which I thought was really interesting because we see all these NFL greats wind up on the Raiders because Al wanted the best players.
Yeah.
So he goes and gets them. Yes. He goes and gets those guys. So in 1992, he had 1 touchdown reception and averaged 6.1 yards per reception that year. So 161.
Oh, nicely done.
Yeah.
Nicely
done.
Yeah.
Thank you, Swag.
Oh my God! So this is crazy. So that is a great one, by the way, Jeff. And these are
Thank you.
All right. Sheesh, what's that about?
I don't know.
He's all mad, bro.
I'm like not looking at him anymore.
Okay, let's just let's go over here. So Uncle Mosh. So guess what? So it's Emmitt Smith is the leading,
right?
Then Walter Payton, as I mentioned.
Sure.
Okay, but then I'm way off after that. It's not Eric Dickerson. He's still top 10, but I missed this. Oh, I guess I didn't miss it, but it maybe went undersold. Frank Gore is now number 3, who's still playing. Like, Frank Gore's still going to go. And then Barry Sanders is 4. Adrian Peterson is 5. Curtis Martin 6. LaDainian 7. Jerome Bettis 8. And not until 9 do we get to Eric Dickerson. So still top 10. And obviously still Hall of Famer and everything. But Frank Gore, 3rd all time.
Frank Gore.
Sneaky.
That's crazy.
It's because he's played for 800 years.
For a million years.
For a running back, like he's got like a crazy long career. Yeah.
So I love the Bettis commercials. The flag football commercials.
Oh, he's so
funny.
funny.
They're the funniest commercials, yeah.
He's so funny. I remember, and also, do you remember that the Super Bowl in 06 when it was the Steelers and Seahawks.
06, yeah.
And then it was back in Detroit, and everybody was making a big deal about Jerome Bettis. Jerome Bettis from Detroit and all that kind of stuff. And I'll never forget, it was really funny. I'm pretty sure it was that season. You know how Kenny Mayne on ESPN used to do the main event? Do you remember this?
Oh, yes.
Where he would do silly little bits or whatever.
Right.
And Bettis became at that time famous for scoring from like inside the 3-yard line. Like he wouldn't have a lot of rushing duties until they got down to like inside the 5 or inside the 3. And so he had I don't know what it is. Don't check me on this, Raider Nation. But say he had 10 touchdowns that year, and he had a total of 12 rushing yards between all of them. It was something crazy like that, right? Okay. So it was funny. So Kenny Mayne did this segment with him where he goes, I really like this idea of doing everything from short distance. So they'd show him bowling, and he would bowl from 4 feet away and knock all the pins, or he would golf and he would tee off from 10 feet from the pin.
Nice.
All these sports were all
That's
condensed
awesome.
down. It was so funny.
I'm gonna have to YouTube that.
Yeah, I'm sure you could find it. Yeah, it was really funny. Jerome Bettis from short distance. All right, so next up here, we always like to do a little bit of respect at the top of the show. And all right, look, we've kind of poked some fun already tonight, and I hope you guys understand that we do this all in good nature. Despite anything that will ever happen in this podcast game of ours, we will always look at anybody else that does Raiders created content as colleagues and not competitors. We will always do that. We will always strive to bring you the best and most creative content.
Original content.
Absolutely. We're always going to strive for that. And first and foremost, I'm proud of the community that has built up around our show. We will never and have never set out to do this thing to celebrate self or for personal gain. Anything that we ever build, we will always give back. And listen, this is not a holier than thou or anything like that for us. What I am saying, though, is that it's about the fans for us. It always has been, and that will never change. It's always about listeners. It's always about the community of Raider Nation. That is by far the most important thing. So speaking of that community, there was a couple things that kind of happened over the past. It's really been kind of going on for a while now, and it wasn't just one person. This has happened a handful of times over the years. Where we run into things where we find similarities amongst shows. And look, Raiders content creators are going to have similarities at times because we're all focusing our thing around one team, right? There's only one team that we're going to build a show around,
Raiders
and
content.
that's the Raiders. And so, look, we do a free agency show. Somebody else does a free agency show. Well, it's because it's that time of year. So I'm not going to get too caught up in that, but I do want to say this, and here's what I do want to respect. That community, that community that we have passion around and that we have focused so much of our energy around on this show really took up for us this past week. That you took up on our behalf to speak out, to make it known. Frankly, your
displeasure.
Thank you around some of the things that have happened. And we appreciate you guys, and we appreciate you take up. That's what family does, right? I'm wearing this shirt intentionally tonight, faith, family, and football. That's the order of things for us. It's faith first, and then it's family. And you guys are our version of our extended family. And the fact that you felt that we were slighted, and the fact that you took up for us and spoke out openly, I can't respect you enough for that.
Absolutely.
That is as much respect to you
Thank
guys. You. And you guys, you all want to say anything on this Mosh and Swag before we move on from it for probably forever?
Most of what we do here, even when we rip each other, is tongue-in-cheek. You and I, when we started the new format, when we took over, we said we're going to do this as long as we're having fun.
Yes.
We're never going to take ourselves too seriously. We're going to poke fun at each other. We're going to poke fun at ourselves. We're going to write jokes about ourselves. We're going to have a good time. We're going to make people laugh. And I can't think of a time since 9/11 when we've needed this levity, when people have needed to tune in and crack up at us bickering and you know what I'm saying, and truffle shuffling and taking pot shots and having fun, man. It's just to forget about all the crap and just listen and know that the underlying theme, everything here is Raiders football. But you get all the lighter side journey into the dark side is what it's always been about. So, there it is.
Amen. Swaggo, you got anything?
No, man, you guys said it, man. We appreciate you guys. You guys really are our family. And, family sticks up for each other, guys. I dig it, man. You know, I was talking to Murf earlier, and you know, if we shut this show down tomorrow, you know, it's cool that we have the tight-knit group of people that we do listen to our show and is willing to step up for us.
That's
You know,
it's cool.
We talk about you go through life and it was Bruz. It was your uncle, my brother, who said you go through life and you have thousands of acquaintances, and that's your dad and my brother right there, our mentors, our Raider football mentors, and that, you know, it's so funny because it's like, you know, you go through life and you got 1,000 acquaintances, and you got on one hand the guys that you can call to help you hide a body. You know, and I say that again in tongue in cheek. But when push comes to shove and the chemical fertilizer hits the ventilation system, you got about 5 or 6 guys that you can call. You know what? We're lucky. We got more than that.
Yeah,
because we really do. Because there's, you know, I know if I'm in Texas ever and I'm in a situation, I'm calling the capo.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
I know who I'm calling if I'm in San Diego.
I know who I'm calling if I'm in San Diego. If I'm on the road, you know, I know there's a truck driver who's got my back. You know,
if I'm in Alliance, Ohio, I know where I'm going.
I know, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's people I don't have a problem making that call. You know, so
absolutely.
Anyway.
Good stuff. All right, appreciate y'all, and again, much respect to you, the RFR community. All right, so next up, all right, I'm gonna set this up, and then I'm gonna push away from the desk here.
Why don't you flip it to me?
Okay, because it's time for contact information.
It's time for a live contact read, right?
Jeez.
Oh,
go ahead, Jeff.
Oh, wait, are we not?
What?
Oh, what happened? Oh, last week I got fired.
Well, how'd you get fired on your day off?
Hey, you ain't kidding.
Hey, if it's any consolation to you, I've been fired on my day off before.
Well, yeah. So I got fired. So Uncle Mosh took a job from me.
Well, you took it from him.
Uncle Mosh took a job from
me. Okay, all right, fair enough.
Yeah, he took a job from me, and I feel like, you know, I don't know. He said that I said things that he says first. And, well, he can't say that. That's my line. That's my thing. That's my thing.
Well,
okay,
yeah.
All right.
Well, yeah. So there you go.
Yeah, you did.
So we've decided to rename this show. This is no longer episode 161 of Raiders Fan Radio.
Oh, okay.
This is not. This is episode number 1 of Mosh Fan Radio, live from Mosh's Fan Cave, the home for the one and only Uncle Mosh, where Mosh takes a lighter side journey into the Mosh side.
Nice.
What happens in Mosh's Fan Cave is Mosh's thing. Don't say it. Where we dive into the sea of Mosh. We give a Mosh Sizzler Award at the end of the night. Don't forget, if you call 3 times, you will get moshed. And you will become one of the proud moshed men.
Join moshers before.
Well, yeah, absolutely. You can join us live in the chat, where you can find folks like Aaron, the Mosh Dog Raider. Big Raider Mosher. Mosh Joe Raider. Raider Ramosh. You can find people like M-Dog. M-Dog in a pasture.
Oh, my God.
The Full Metal Moshikin. Herman Moshter. And, of course, Ron, the Mosherator, who helps make sure our chat stays family-friendly. Don't forget, Raider Nation, find us on all social media platforms. Watch for the social media director, Swag Mosh. But especially find us on the YouTubes, where you can like the videos, but know that the one dislike is the man, the myth, the legend, the one and only Uncle Mosh.
Yeah.
So thank you, Uncle Mosh, for allowing me to say the YouTubes as well, because we know that's your line. And of course,
well, yeah.
Yeah. Where can we find them? Where can we find them? On the YouTubes?
On the YouTubes.
America, go to the YouTube right now.
Oh, nice. Bernie's stealing your lines too.
Yes,
so thank you for
Range.
allowing me to do one.
Hey, give me that one.
You take it.
Oh, my gosh.
Good job,
so
Swag.
Good job,
That was
Swag.
good.
Wait.
Oh, my gosh, that's funny. Mosh, hit us with a break. Let's talk about the tuck rule.
We'll play the contact info.
Yeah, do play the contact
Oh, you
info.
want to hear the contact info?
The real one.
Right.
Uncle Mosh, you're the smartest man alive.
All right, boys and girls, pay attention. You got your old Uncle Mosh here with an update. That's right. I got some stuff for you. Take out a piece of paper, a pencil, a pen. Heck, use your pocket knife and carve the info into your dashboard as you're driving down the highway. First off, you need to like us on our fan page on Facebook. That's right. Go to Facebook at Raiders Fan Radio Podcast. Don't forget about the Twitter. You know your old Uncle Mosh, he twits now. That's right. Go to at Raiders Fan Radio. Also, don't forget the Instagram at Raiders Fan Radio. Or what about our website? That's right, RaidersFanRadio.com. Heck, if you want to, you can even email us show at RaidersFanRadio.com or call us on the Raiders Fan Radio hotline, 909-345-3346. That's 909-345-3346. Don't forget Murf's Fan Cave on the YouTube, where you can get all the show links like the Fan Club Blitz with Splatterhead and Fitz. Find all our stuff on podcast providers like Stitcher, iTunes, and Google Play. All right, did I hit the time limit?
And now for something completely different.
Tell me about the tuck rule, Murph.
Oh, my gosh.
Ew.
Well, if we haven't been kicked in the nuts enough this week, let's talk about the tuck rule, huh?
Why are we talking about it?
Well, because this is funny, okay? So the tuck rule was dissolved, all right, or whatever. What do you call it when you eliminate a rule? So there's a rule-
Rescinded.
Rescinded, thank you. So the tuck rule was rescinded on March 20th, 2013. So we just passed since the last time we were on the air, we just passed the
tuck rule rescission
anniversary of the tuck rule. So this is funny. So I found some audio. This is former Oakland Raiders executive during the tuck rule, Bruce Allen, and Jeff Fisher, at the time head coach of the Rams, discussing the tuck rule in the owners and the competition committee meetings when they ultimately voted to rescind the rule. So here's some fun things around this vote that goes on. I'm going to play the audio from the meeting, and then it was voted down 29-1. So I'm going to ask you, Mosh, there's 32 teams in the NFL. 2 teams abstained from the vote. One of them voted against rescinding the rule. You want to take a guess at who the teams were?
Sure.
Okay.
New England?
Yes.
Kansas City?
Close. New England was one. They abstained from the vote.
From the vote.
Yes.
Okay.
I'll tell you what. Just give me the team that you thought voted against it.
Pittsburgh.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. Freaking New England abstained, and Pittsburgh is the only team
Who was
in the NFL.
other abstention? It
I
has
don't
to be. It has to be a huge rival of ours.
I'm gonna look it up. I forget off the top of my head.
I thought it was somebody obscure, like maybe.
I feel like it was like Washington or somebody like that.
Yeah.
Like it was somebody somebody you wouldn't think of. But Pittsburgh voted against
Pittsburgh.
it. Bastards.
Yeah. Okay.
Proposal number 3 changes the tuck rule
That's Fisher.
so that when a passer loses control of the football as he's attempting to bring it back towards his body, or after he completes the tuck and loses the football, it will now be a fumble.
Should have
Is
always
the
been.
non-throwing hand
That's Bruce Allen.
part of the body? Is that considered part of the body, the non-throwing hand?
Is that a trick question?
No. Is that part of the body?
What's the purpose of the question?
Well, if a quarterback is holding the ball like this in both hands,
Yes.
and the defender then strips him,
Yes.
does this new rule make that a fumble?
It always has been. Yeah, it's always that's a fumble.
It's always been a fumble. Thank you.
Hold it now. Hold it now.
I love it, Bruce Allen.
Now.
It's always been a fumble.
This is not a
quarterback began-
This is not a retroactive rule.
Yes.
I love it.
The retroactive rule.
I know.
All right, so a little insight there into the debating and the discussion of potentially changing the tuck rule as we welcome back our Ian Rappaport. Ian, what do we expect these meetings and maybe some of these votes to hold for us on Wednesday?
Well, Andrew, we do expect the owners to vote on the tuck rule on Wednesday. As you can see, a pretty light atmosphere surrounding the tuck rule. Everyone has jokes. Everyone has enjoyed reminiscing about that, except, of course, anyone associated with the Raiders. The expectation, of course, is for that to pass. One thing we don't know, though, is how the Patriots will vote. Owner Robert Kraft joked the other day that he has an emotional attachment to the tuck rule. He may abstain. Another thing that's going to happen.
Fading, looking. He's under the gun. He's tied. He's thrown. It is.
All right, here at RFR Live, number 161. Appreciate everybody joining us live in the chat room. We can't shout you out live, but we will shout you out live when we're in the chat later.
Yeah, we'll say hi to
you
you in a
minute. We can't shout
minute.
you out here because we don't see you, but after we put this thing out there, we're gonna be in the chat with you. So appreciate those of you in the chat joining us tonight. So you can contact this show a multitude of ways. Swago handles all of our social media. You can find us on the Twitter, on the YouTubes, on the Facebooks, the Instagrams. Where else are we, Swago?
We're everywhere, man.
Everywhere.
Swaggy J.
Sir.
Did Murf tell you the, speaking of the tuck rule recension?
Yeah.
Did he tell you about the new summer rule for the Sizzler?
Oh, no, I did not hear that.
That the Sizzler, because of the variation of, sometimes we get a lot of emails more than we get phone calls, and it's you never know in the off season. You never know what's going to happen. So we've decided. We had that executive board meeting. You were absent last week. And so in your place, we voted, and you voted with us, that the Sizzler will include emails. So you can qualify for a Sizzler through an email.
Have we not always done that?
Well, Paul's won a few like that.
Pirate 1975's won a couple.
They were like, when we did those, we were like, whoa, this was such a good email. We're going to make an exception.
Okay.
Now it's
automatic.
Okay. Now it's the automatic. It's the off-season Sizzler addendum.
Okay. Well, I dig it. I dig it. Well,
I knew you would.
Queen Haley became maid
because
of emails.
Well, so did Paul.
Yeah, so now we're opening it all up for everybody.
Wide open, man.
Wide open.
Absolutely
Wide open.
So if
I like it.
You want to email us here at the show, you can email us what a concept, at RaidersFanRadio.com. That's show at RaidersFanRadio.com. Or you can call us 909-345-3346. That's 909-345-3346. Leave us a message, and if we play your message 3 times on the air, we will refer to you as a made man or a made woman. And so to start off tonight's Sea of Fans, we're going to throw it to the one and only Uncle Mosh, and he's going to read some emails.
Sup, Murf, Mosh, Swaggy Jeff. This is Lalo Maloso. I love that name.
Great name.
Just wanted to say happy new NFL year. Due to my work schedule, I'm not able to join the live YouTube broadcast, but I do listen or watch the show as soon as I am able to. Thanks for all you do for Raider Nation. Keep up the great job at providing great Raider content and being on my Mount Rushmore of podcasters. Murf, sorry, I kind of made you look like a Jedi ghost on my pick. Here's to another great off-season gentleman, the pick.
Hey, that's a compliment to me, man.
Valdez, yeah. And here's his...
this is kind of funny.
This is
and
very
considering
funny.
In light of everything. So there's so that's your boy Q there.
Yep.
That's Fallon Smith. That's Cody and me on the Mount Rushmore. And he's got the Death Star going on. Appreciate that, Lalo. Appreciate the love there. And if hey, look, and if that's my company, then you know what I mean.
Real, recognize real.
Oh, that's for the YouTube crowd there on that one.
Oh, my gosh.
I appreciate you. No, but seriously, all seriousness, look, Cody's got a big following, and and if that's our peer group, I'll take it all day long, every day. I respect every single one of those folks on that Mount Rushmore.
Dear Mr. Murf, thank you for your generous donation to the Bolitnikoff sign campaign.
Hey.
Your donation paves the way to highlighting and honoring one of our most accomplished and deserving alumni, Fred Bolitnikoff.
Come on, Fred.
The sign is one of the first steps to recognizing Fred, the student athletes, fans, and our Erie community. As members of the community, we are all stakeholders in the success of our public schools and the more than 11,000 students who fill today's classrooms. The Foundation for Erie's Public Schools is committed to connecting private resources with student and teacher needs to create exceptional educational opportunities for the students in Erie's public schools. We thank you for your generous support and donation to the Bolitnikoff Capital Campaign, and we look forward to continued support. You can read more about the campaign by going to www.foundationseps.org/donate/Fred Bolitnikoff. I guess that's -field sign / and then it doesn't say anything else. Anyways, you'll have a link to that. So
yes.
Jeff will have a link to that.
Yeah.
And it's Ina Fisher, president of the Foundation of Erie's Public School. Okay, tell our listeners what we're talking about.
Yeah, so that was last week. We mentioned that Raider Nation mobilized and helped support the Bolitnikoff. It's not the Bolitnikoff Foundation, but it's the Erie Public Schools there with their initiative to build a new sign and a new mural to celebrate Fred Bolitnikoff Field, where Fred played his high school football at. And our buddy Jimmy Zebach from the Great Lakes Booster Club from Erie, Pennsylvania, was kind of behind that initiative. And so we helped them achieve their goals. And so now here's this big sign is going to go up honoring Fred. And it's the first and lead sponsor is going to be Raider Nation. And so thank you, Miss Fisher, there for emailing us back, and we appreciate you.
That's
Thank you
very cool.
much. Yeah.
Yes.
Evening, guys. Hope you're all well. Another week of coronavirus chaos and another productive week for the Raiders. Since last week's show, we've added some depth with Nelson Aguilar. Say the name. Aguilar. And Eric Cush, and declined our Aguilar.
Wait, you're dropping vowels like he drops passes. I'm just saying.
Oh
my gosh.
And we declined our 2020 option to go back to Oakland.
Yes.
But arguably, the biggest talking point is Marcus Mariota's contract. It sparked a different kind of debate between the Carr lovers and haters as to which one is going to be the starter. The numbers, what a nice problem to have.
I know, right?
As a coach, what a nice little problem to have. I don't know. Maybe I'll play the Heisman Trophy winner. Okay. No, maybe I'll sit the guy with the trophy. Yes. I mean, come on. The numbers on the contract would suggest we no longer have a 1-2, and preseason could be a shootout for the starting position. Some Raider Nation on social media have gone into overdrive with the news about Cam Newton leaving the Panthers and possible disconnect with Deshaun Watson in Houston, with some suggesting we could go all out to get one of them. Neither of them would make monetary sense right now, and a lot of trading would have to take place in order to make either move happen. My guess is that the one of them will be heading to New England.
Yep.
I don't think so. I don't see it. My search for a college team to follow has finally come to an end.
Hey, here we go.
As I obviously have no alma mater, I need a specific link to a team. Something Raider-related as well. So with that in mind, I'm going with the Wisconsin Badgers in the Big Ten. My reason lies 28 miles to the southeast, where I discovered the small town of Egerton. Once I discovered the town had a high school, I felt an obligation to follow them. So the Egerton Crimson Tide high school team is a definite. I then checked for the nearest college team, which turns out to be the Badgers. I still wanted the Raiders link, and on doing some research, I found out that Nick Nelson and Alec Ingold both played for the Badgers, and Derek Carrier was born in and played for Egerton High School.
Oh, that's cool.
Nice.
I considered teams in Mississippi as an adopted son of the state, but it seems I have family ties in Wisconsin, and it's all about the family, fellas. There's an Egerton City to the north of Kansas City as well, But that ain't happening. I've disowned that part of the family.
Yes.
Finally, tonight, why is it that whenever I hear COVID, I almost said Cody-19. Why is it whenever I hear COVID-19, I expect to hear Broncos 3?
Oh, my gosh.
Love and best wishes to the RFR family. Let me read that again. Finally tonight, why is it that whenever I hear COVID-19, I expect to hear Broncos 3?
That's hilarious.
That's amazing.
That's so funny.
Paul's so good.
Oh, man.
Love and best wishes to the RFR family. Stay safe, everybody. Love you, Raider Nation. His Lordship, Paul Egerton, Shropshire, Mississippi, Paulie Award winner 2019, Sizzler scorekeeper, proud made man, 3-time winner of the Raiders Fan Sizzler Award. Wow.
Oh, my gosh, that's so funny. COVID-19 Broncos 3. I love it. Oh, that's fantastic. That's funny, man. Good job, Paul. Good job. All right, so those are the emails. You can email us, show@RaidersFanRadio.com, or as I mentioned, you can call the show, 909-345-3346, and you can become a made man or a made woman if we play your message 3 times. And the leader of that crew is the Capo. He is Aaron the Q-Dog Raider, and he always kicks off this segment, so let's hear from our buddy Aaron.
Greetings, Don Murf, Consigliere Mosh, Underboss Sonny, Sergeant at Arms, the Big Raider Trucker, Mojo from the Pod Show, Raider Ramon, Swag Jeff, Nation, it's your capo, Aaron the Q-Dog Raider, making a brief call, and I don't have very much time in order to make this call, seeing as though it's being placed during one of the many host breaks for a restroom timeout on the Mojo Pod Show, so let me go ahead and get into this thing. We've signed, after the first week of free agency, 11 free agents from other teams. 6 of those have been on the defensive side of the ball. Kudos to MM. Now, according to Bill Williamson of SBNation.com, there are 3 other players that Paul Gunther's defense could probably take advantage of, starting first off with Tony Jefferson, safety, who was cut by the Ravens before free agency began, but he's a strong character guy, well decorated, and might make an excellent, mentor for those people, that are young as we transition to Vegas. Next up, cornerback Logan Ryan. Ryan might be one of the very best corners left on the market, and I don't really want to go with the draft in order to shore up our secondary, so I really like to, take advantage of him being on the market and sign him. Next up, kind of a head-scratcher, but I'm going to go with Nick Vigil. He's a linebacker who played in Gunther's scheme, and he's a former Bengal, and I think he'd make a nice third piece, right alongside Kwiatkowski and, of course, Corey Littleton, our gem in free agency thus far. And, I want to thank genuinely, earnestly, and from the heart, the Carolina Panthers for taking Robbie Anderson off of the market before we can make a mistake and try to sign this guy. So kudos to you, and shame on you at the same time for getting rid of former MVP Cam Newton. But, there are 4 things, which brings me to our wide receiver unit that need to happen in order for us to have a stellar unit for DC4, if we keep him, to be optimized, if not for, our savior. But I'll get to him, Mr. Mariota, a little bit later. First thing, we need to make sure we go all out and get the very best receiver we can as far as, a first-round draft pick, whether it be a 12 or 19. Next up, we got to keep Terrell Williams healthy. That's a must. Renfro needs to continue his improvement. Remember, Henry Ruggs III, wide receiver, Alabama, is a high-ceiling, high-character kid, and he ran a 4.28 40. All things being equal, draft speed. Our team, we went out and we signed another tight end, and I'm excited about this guy. Our tight end room is getting kind of crowded, and, somebody might end up on the hit list, but I got to give it up for former Florida State Seminole Nick O'Leary. I love this guy. He's a hard-nosed Swiss Army knife, and he's a beast in pass protection. Dude, we have got probably the best tight end core going. And Carr's going to need that if he's going to be 2016 Carr again. Now, this brings me to the hit list. I'm not one for Raider on Raider crime, but I have to put this guy out there. Raider Cody, for consistently stealing content and now poaching booked guests from RFR. Raider on Raider crime will not be supported nor tolerated. Get your own or go back to trollingraidersbeat.com for your info, Cody. Car apologists, you can find sanctuary there at RaiderCody.com. And that ain't Marine Raider Cody Alford's webpage either. Hoorah! Also, the chances of Raiders playing any games in Oakland Alameda Coliseum in 2020 are dead. They have been rejected. And lastly, the LA Rams' new logo. Have fun with that. Respect goes out to B-Dog in the pasture. Haley, the Lady of Darkness. Watts Raider, Sugar Shane, Bobby Wasabi, Raider Homer, Splatterhead, Potts Fitz, His Lordship, Paul from Shropshire, Mississippi, Eye Patch, Rev Raider, Kevin the Raider Nerd, Running Bear, Raider 1975, Coach Davis, Raider Lim, Raider Cliff, and special shout out goes to my new guy, and I'm really starting to feel this dude, Hardcore Raider, Rope.
Nicely done, Aaron. We love Aaron, the Q-Dog Raider, the Capo, man. Appreciate you representing. Appreciate you always holding it down for us here at RFR. All right, next up, guys, I'm not a fan of putting my thumb on the scale. I would never weigh in to try to influence your opinion on who would win a Sizzler Award per se. But, man, this next call is fantastic. And great job this week from Houston, Raider Steve.
Murf, Mosh, Swag, Jeff, Houston Raider Steve. 3 people I'd want Raiders with me in a bar fight. It's got to be Lalo Zato, Ben Davidson, and, of course, John Matuszak. Honorable mention goes to Jack Tatum. Man, what a great free agent period we've had. We've got Eli Apple, safety from Ohio State. He's a great safety and everything, man. He's with the Saints, and of course he was the Giants in the Big Apple. He's going to be a great player because of certainly a Worley. You got Carl Nassib. I hope I pronounced it right. Defensive end from the Buccaneers. He could play defensive end in a 4-3, offside linebacker in a 3-4. He's just a great player. His motor's always going. Former Buccaneers. Just a great player. Jeff Heath, the safety. He was the one that actually knocked the ball out of Derek Carr's hand in that game on Monday Night Football. He's just a great playmaker. Former Cowboys. I guess this is Dallas Cowboys West. He had 4 interceptions. You got Malik Collins, 14.5 sacks in 55 games, defensive tackle. It looks like he's from the Cowboys as well. He's just a great player. Jason Witten, what can you say about Jason? He's got all the Cowboy records. He reminds me of, like you said, Jordy. He's just a great player, calm influence, a veteran. You couldn't ask for a better player. He looks like a Raider. Just instead of silver and blue, silver and black. Couldn't think of a better Raider. You got Corey Littleton, great player from the Rams. Sideline to sideline players, 26 passes defense, more than any other linebacker in the league last year. Marcus Mariota, great quarterback. He was Mayock's first pick in the draft when he was eligible. Reminds me of the song, Oh Happy Day. I'm going to sing it for you. Everybody stand up, put your hands up in the air. Oh happy day, oh happy day, when Jesus walked, when Jesus walked, when Jesus walked. When Jesus walked, he washed my sins away. Hey, 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 hey. Man, great show. Man, I just got to tell you, man, I'm so pumped up. I'm going to call it the Death Star.
There you go, Steve.
Oh, my gosh.
That's what I'm talking about. Steve busted up in Who Though Happy Day, Mosh. Yeah, that's dancing in the fan cave.
Well, he mandated it. Steve, I'm willing to bet that, all those numbers, all those stats, all that stuff, you could wake Steve from a nap and go, Steve.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me this stuff.
Oh,
and he's like, oh, yeah. Happy day. Oh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Boom, he's there.
Oh, he knows that stuff by heart. Absolutely. Great job there, Houston Raiders, Steve. We appreciate it.
And he shouts you out all the time on Rich Eisen now. He's been on Rich Eisen about 2 or 3 times now.
Yeah.
And every time, shouts out our show.
And you know what else, too, he told me? He sent me a message this week, too, and he goes, hey, Murf, I was just want to let you know I was on Dan Patrick's show the other day, and I tried to shout you out, but they wouldn't let me. He goes, I just
really?
Yeah, he's trying to get us on all the shows, man.
He's the best.
He's the best, yeah. We love you, Steve, man. Appreciate you, and appreciate the dulcet tones there of Houston Raiders. Yeah, very, very good
He's
job
the
there.
singingest guest we've ever
He's
had.
the singingest guest. Him and I would say Rev is up there.
Yeah.
Rev's been known to get a little musical with us. Who else? But definitely Steve by far now.
The most.
And most diverse in his musical tastes. Like he's gone from gospel to Parliament. Like, I mean, he's all over the place. Yeah. Great stuff there, Steve. We appreciate you, bud. All right, next up, hey, new caller to the show. We're going to hear from what you got? There you go. So new caller to the show. We're going to hear from the mighty IE Raider.
Yeah, this is the mighty IE Raider. And I'm just calling and just to let you know that I've got the name for the stadium. I'm going to call it the Davis Dome. The reason why I call it the Davis Dome is because it pays homage to both Davises.
Can dig it.
First of all, the greatest Raider of all time, Al Davis. Secondly, his boy Mark, who made it happen. It was a tag team duo. Rest in peace, Mr. Al Davis. I'm out.
I like it.
I like the way he said radar.
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 I know, right? Yeah, I can appreciate that. You know what I like about that, Swaggo, is that's a fresh idea. That's not playing on, a trope from a pop culture reference like even with the Death Star, even though that's my favorite thing. But I like it, Davis Dome, because it kind of harkens the father and son there.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty cool, right?
Absolutely. Yeah, for sure.
All right, appreciate IE Raider. Call us a couple more times, buddy, and you will be a made man here on Raiders Fan Radio. All right, next up, man, we haven't heard from this guy in a while. We hear from him every week in the chat.
Yeah,
but this will be the first time we've heard from him on the show. And Mosh, again, not put my thumb on the scale, man, but he brings it this week. Let's hear from our buddy Ron the Materator.
The Mosherator.
Murf, Mosh, Swag, what's up? It's Ron. Just wanted to call in, talk about free agency a little bit. I think Mayoff's doing a really nice job in free agency. We had so many holes to fill, and I think he's doing a really nice job of taking the cap space that we have and spreading it out over a lot of need. And I'm really happy with what he's done, and I'm really happy with Mayoff in general. I think as a great addition to the team. Really excited to see what he's going to do in the draft. Sorry that so many of you guys had to cancel your draft plans, but I guess we can all focus on, the team's going to get better, and that's the important thing. And with Mayoff's track record, we know it's going to get better substantially, I think. Also wanted to take some time out to just say thank you to you guys for all the content that you've been putting out. Everybody's schedule is screwed up in some way or the other, and there's a lot of uncertainty right now with what's going on, and really appreciate that you guys are taking time out of your day to get together and provide us with not only information but entertainment that helps pass the time and helps distract people from what's really going on. I really appreciate that, and just something that may help you out with that. And there's a lot of weird rumors about what could or couldn't happen here in Ohio. So one of the things that we do when we can't trust somebody is we say code E, and that lets somebody know that you can't be trusted. So maybe, I don't know, let's say somebody ripped off a guest of yours or maybe some of your content. You might be talking to Mosh and say, code E, Mosh, that guy's a thief, code E, that guy's a thief. And that might help you keep yourself, your nose a little cleaner than it would otherwise. So I want to thank you again for all the original content that you guys put out. It's a lot of hard work to make original stuff that's quality as well. And I hope everybody out there is doing well. Shout out to Q-Dog and Big Raider Trucker, Mojo, everybody else. Stay safe, everybody.
Yeah, Ron.
Code E.
Code E. Ron sent us a text earlier this week, and he goes, "Hey, just want to let you know my call this week, subtle venom."
Yeah, it is.
I'm like, we love that term. We're all about that.
Yeah, we got a code E.
We got a code E. Oh my gosh, you're the best, Ron. Thank you so much for calling. It was great to hear from him.
And he was so straight with it. He was just his delivery was amazing.
That's why he's so. And you as a theater teacher, right?
Yeah, it was perfect.
Like total deadpan, perfect, right?
Just never cracked, never wavered, just kept on and just moved. Said the joke, moved, said returned to it, boom, said it again on a third time, wrapped it up.
I love it.
So funny. So funny. Great job, Ron. Appreciate hearing from you. And, okay, so we got another one here. We're going to hear from our buddy, Raider One. Appreciate hearing from you, Raider.
Hope he's doing well.
Yeah.
How you doing, Murf and Uncle Mosh and everybody? First of all, I just want to say to your son, he's the times he has helped you. He seems like a really good kid. I hope, he continues like that. And,
So talking about Vinny there, jumping in and helping us with the show.
Oh, nice, yeah.
I appreciate you, Raider One. Absolutely. Very cool.
I give you thumbs up, man. You're a badass. And, Murph, what do you think about, like we got the linebackers. What do you think about getting like C.J. Henderson or Judy, and or what do you think about those players? Which one would you pick, Jerry Judy or CeeDee Lamb? Which one would be better for us? I just want to see what you guys think about that. Thank you. God bless you guys.
God bless you, Raider Juan. Appreciate hearing from you, my friend. Sound good, and hope everything is going well.
Speech patterns quicker, man. He sounds great.
He sounds good.
Absolutely.
I hope you stay safe, Raider Juan. Stay safe. Bro.
Absolutely. Continue prayers for you and good health and recovery. But listen, I'm going to share my thoughts with you through Swag Jeff, man, because he actually dropped some knowledge on me before we did the show tonight. And so tell us, Jeff, what you found out. So he asked about C.J. Henderson, Jerry Judy, like where we're going at 12 and 19. You and I have discussed kind of at length where we thought the Raiders were going to go, but there's some new info coming out this week. And what'd you find out?
Well, we've talked about our picks at 12 and 19 and stuff like that. But it seems like most every mock draft CeeDee Lamb really, the combine did him wonders. He's really jumped up because I think he was under Judy, maybe even with Ruggs.
Yes.
And he kind of propelled himself way up. And now that Robbie Anderson is no longer with the Jets have the pick at 11. And a lot of people are saying that 11 is going to be CeeDee Lamb. And 12 will be Jerry Judy with us.
Okay, Good deal. So then 19, then we're looking at probably corner. We don't know, but
we could go a few different directions with that.
Assuming they're not going to go linebacker now with the addition of Littleton and Kwiatkowski.
Yes.
Right. So now we're looking at maybe corner, which would be great.
Yes.
So there's I always forget his last name. It's Jeff, was it Okude or the guy from Ohio State, number 1 in terms of corner. Then and then CJ from Florida going second.
Yes.
But then there's another guy.
The LSU kid.
Yes, Christian Fulton is his name.
Yes.
So we got a little audio clip for you. So Raider One, to answer your question, the corner that might be left on the board for the Raiders at 19 could be Christian Fulton. And here's a little info for you on him.
Christian Fulton, LSU senior, outstanding player, 5'11", 197, an outstanding performer on the defense from a year ago. That championship team, 38 tackles, 14 PBUs, 1 interception. Over the last 2 years, guys, he played in 25 games. He had 25 PBUs. So those are the things he does well. His ball instincts. He attacks the ball well. In 25 games, like I said, 25 PBUs. He loves to attack the football. His short area quickness is phenomenal. I can easily see Christian playing in the slot on the next level because he has outstanding short area quickness. Weaknesses, tackling. Sometimes he does not bring his arms a lot when it comes to tackling. I would love to see him be able to incorporate his arms in bringing down opposing offensive players. And then outside of that, he plays with bad eyes from time to time. Sometimes he looks in the backfield a little too much when it comes to zone coverages, but yet and still he finds a way to put himself in positions to make plays, but he has to be more disciplined when it comes to playing zone concepts in the NFL.
All right, pretty cool breakdown there from Bryant McFadden on Christian there. So Mosh, here's something that's interesting: is that doesn't it feel like it much like last year was too, with multiple picks in the first round, the Raiders have so many options. It's like I feel like a lot of trust in Mayock, especially after his track record now already early on. I feel like it kind of like they can't miss. Like there's good answers all the way across the board. Don't you feel like that way?
Here's what we weren't talking about last year. We weren't talking about this plethora of free agent signings that we had.
Well, that's true too.
That's very true. All we could talk about last year was, we got 4 first round. We got 4 in the first round. Nobody was talking about the free agent signings that we did last year. They're talking about our free agency like, holy crap. This is like this class, this 2020 class of free agents that
legit.
That I almost called them LA. That the Las Vegas Raiders are bringing in is going to be unbelievable. It's going to be unstoppable.
Amazing. Yeah.
And we might not want to go a corner. Who knows what we're going to get with the existing free agents that are still out there? I mean,
and there's still a
Yeah,
couple.
well,
Byron Jones still hasn't signed.
Byron
right?
Jones hasn't signed. I mean, we just got Eli Apple. Hell, it wouldn't surprise me if the Raiders went wide receiver.
Oh my
yeah,
gosh.
no, you're right.
You know, I mean, to kind of like what we talked about it a little bit on the rundown a little bit, but you know, to get Judy and Ruggs, teammates from Alabama, come together, set it and forget it for the next 10 years. What?
To go with Josh Jacobs,
Crazy.
like we'll just have all the Alabama.
We'll just have
players.
all the Alabama. Yeah.
Alabama and Clemson, those guys. Just give us signing them.
Perfect.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. Yeah, pretty cool stuff there. So a lot of cool options for the Raiders in this upcoming draft, and definitely start to flesh out a little bit.
Yes.
Now that we've gotten through free agency. All right, last up, we got one more call to get to before we call it a show. Appreciate all of you joining us as always. Again, hit us on that voicemail line. We're going to be live here with RFR Live every Wednesday night at 909-345-3346.
Like and subscribe.
Yes, or email the show at RaidersFanRadio.com, and please like and subscribe at Murf's Fan Cave on any of your audio podcasts or here at the YouTubes. And okay, last up, crowd favorite. He is Mosh. He is the Sizzler, Big Raider Trucker.
What is up, Raider Nation? The man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Big Raider Trucker checking in. Just want to say, Cody, long-time listener, first-time caller. I just want to say keep up the good... Oh, sorry, I'm calling the wrong podcast. I mean, his shit's starting to sound like yours, so I didn't know who I was calling. But you know what? I'm done giving that play on any recognition. You know what I mean? Real recognize real. Real Raider fans know what's up with Raiders Fan Radio. Just want to say love you guys. I know it's been a long time. Got a lot of shit been going on, especially with this Corona thing, man. Hang in there, everybody. Do the self-quarantine. Still out here working. Still out here delivering. As long as I can do what I got to do to help make you guys' life a little bit more comfortable, I'll continue to do that. Also, I want to say a big shout-out and a big thank you to Murf, Mosh, Swag, Mojo. These times right now are pretty hard and pretty nasty, but I want to say your guys' podcast, your guys' love for the nation and doing what you guys do is really getting me through it on these long drives. So I just want to say once again, thank you to you guys. Also, the draft coming up, man. It's a bummer we're not going to be there, but we'll make plenty more memories with them moving to Vegas. Also, free agency, want to touch into a little bit and want to get your opinion on it, Murph. These numbers came out for Marcus, and these don't sound like really backup numbers, unless I'm wrong. It sounds like they're lighting a fire under Mariota's ass for him to come after Derek's job. Now, with the coronavirus going on, and us not being able to get into training camp and whatnot, I know Derek Carr has an advantage with the playbook and stuff. So with that being said, can we kind of cancel out Carr being traded on draft day? That's just my wild take. I still think he's going to be dealt, but I don't know. I'll wait to listen to you guys. Also, yeah, that's pretty much it. BigRaiderTrucker.com. You know how it goes, guys. Love you guys. Keep up the work, and I am the Sizzler. Never forget that. No, I'm just you guys. I ain't shit.
Nice.
All right, love you guys. I'm out.
Oh, man. So good. So good, Mosh. You got the applause button. Give him some applause, man. That's so good.
So good.
Awesome. Big Raider Trucker bringing it. So, all right. So before I get into some of the things that
before you do that,
please.
Had he called that other show?
So before I get into some of the things that he said in his call there, Mosh, I'm thinking it's time for, look, he's already Big Raider Trucker. He's a sergeant at arms. He's not allowed to get any Sizzlers because he's already like,
he's the Sizzler.
He's the Sizzler. I think it's time he has a seat at the table. I think it's time he joins the capo at a seat at the table. What do you think? I mean, you're the man on this thing. I mean, they call me the Don, but you're the freaking, patriarch of the family, Mosh. Like, what do you think? Like, you think it's time we bring a Big Trucker to the table or what?
Before I heard the call, I talked about calling him. You know what I'm saying? Before I heard the call, he would have heard the call had I needed him. So, I mean, the guy's a Goomba. He's a pal. He's a paisan. He's a friend.
He's a friend of ours, right?
He's a friend of ours. He's one of those that would say, "Hey, I got an issue," and he said, "I'll get the shovel." I mean,
yeah.
I think he gets a seat at the table.
He gets a seat at the table.
I think he gets a seat at the table.
We'll have to do the ceremony next week.
That's right. Absolutely. Welcome.
We'll talk to him about it. We'll talk. We'll make a little
friend of ours.
Conversation.
All right. Appreciate you, Big Raider Trucker. So, hey, a couple things. First off, we appreciate you here on the show, but we appreciate you in real life, too. So, Swaggo and I are in close to the trucking industry, very, very much so in what we do for a living. And, man, I just appreciate so much for those of you. Last week, we gave respect to all of you in healthcare and those of you that are on the front ends of that. Also, the essential service providers, people that are within transportation. Man, absolutely. Because look, all these stores running out of supplies that everyone's freaking out about, where do you think all those supplies come from? They come from a freaking truck, and people like Big Raider Trucker bringing them to you. So thank you very much to you, Big Raider Trucker, and for what you do, and all of those of you that are within transportation. Again, that's close to my heart, so I almost even hesitate to shout it out because I don't want to celebrate self.
Well, let me just
please, you do it, Mosh.
Piggyback on that.
Yeah.
So there's a phrase a wise guy once told me, and I don't mean a wise guy like that wise guy, but a wise guy once said to me, he says, "You look around you. Wherever you're at, stop right now. Look around you. Everything you can see, touch, smell, or feel was brought to you by a truck."
Amen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everything nothing came to you by flying saucer. Nothing came to you by Scotty beaming me up, okay? It came to you by a truck. If trucks don't roll, okay, you don't get it.
That's exactly right.
So, with that being said, I'm that guy that gives them the right of way. I'm that guy that pulls over to the side. I'm that guy that if I see him with the flashers, I ask if I can help. They're out there doing it for us.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And we got to give them some grace, man. We got to cut them. We got to buy them a burger when they're in line behind us. We got to do that the same way we do for the cops and the nurses and the people in scrubs and everybody else, man. These are the guys that are keeping us going right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Great stuff, Mosh. And also a buddy of ours we hadn't heard from in a while. He goes by Oakland Raider Trucker. I don't even know his real name. Otherwise, I would be glad to shout him out. But yeah, those of you that are in transportation, man, much love. And again, that's something really, really super close to us here in the fan cave. All right, so but then to bring it back to the Raiders stuff here before we close it out, turn it over to Mosh for the Sizzler. He asked about Marcus Mariota and his numbers as a backup. Now, Jeff and I got into this heavy in the RFR rundown.
Yes.
So if you want to hear the really deep dive into it, go back and check out the rundown for this week for March 25th. But I'll just say this. And Mosh and Jeff and I have given our opinion ad nauseum, so I'll turn it to you. Marcus Mariota was given $7.5 million in guaranteed money, all right, which is about backup money. But his incentives can equate to almost $48 million over 2 years. Now, granted, this is if he wins a Super Bowl and if he hits all these big things, but still, point being is that if he comes in and has even relative success, he'll get paid as a starter. And I think, and Swaggo too, that we feel like this is the first time Derek Carr has ever had a legitimate challenger to his position as starting quarterback of the team. None of the guys that have come before him have challenged him. Where do you come out in relation to Big Raider Trucker's question there?
I agree.
Of the pay?
Oh, that's a no-brainer. Whether he gets it or not, I don't know. Well, I can't wait. I can't wait for them to get to camp. But
yeah,
totally. I mean, who else you going to say has ever pushed him? Peterman?
Exactly.
Nobody has pushed Derek.
Yes.
Now, whatever their motivation behind giving him that kind of money is, I don't know. I'm not privy to that, but there's no doubt. There's no argument. We can get into the weeds of, is he Savior Mariota? Is he this? Is he that? I don't know. I'm not saying he is or he isn't. I'm just saying that not arguably, he is the finest quarterback that has ever donned the silver and black to push Derek.
Yes.
Name me one other.
Right.
Not AJ McCarron.
And I'm not saying that he's gonna win it, and I'm not saying they're gonna trade Derek on day one or they're gonna trade him, blah, 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 blah. All that stuff. I'm not going on either side of it. I'm just saying, to answer the question, is he the best quarterback that's ever pushed Derek? Well, yeah. Name me another one that's better.
Amen.
Right. Exactly. And you said it. I can't wait.
Oh my gosh,
I can't wait. I'm so excited.
It's going to be great.
Because you know what? Either way, and we talked about this on the rundown, Either way, it's a win for us.
The guy makes his bed every morning.
He does. We talked about that last
He makes his bed every morning. I love that.
Yeah.
There's a great story behind that. Look it up. It's on the YouTubes.
Yes,
That was
he
for
start.
you.
Yeah,
But he starts his day off every morning, makes his bed, whether it's in a hotel or not. You know
America,
what I mean?
go to the YouTube right now.
Burn one, Bernie.
Good stuff there from Big Red Trucker. We appreciate you. And Uncle Mosh, it's time for the Sizzler.
Sizzler. Roninator, the Sizzler, Ronster.
Oh, you're not even running him down. You're just going for
I'm
Ron.
not. I'm going because Ron killed me. He just killed me. And I'm not. And listen to me. I'm not pulling a code E. Ron is the Sizzler. You can take that one to the bank. Yeah, Houston Raider was great. It was good to hear from Raider 1, mighty IE Raider with that great voice saying Al Davis was a Raider. We had Paul Shropshire, Mississippi. He had that great line, COVID-19, Broncos 3. I mean, there was great stuff, but man, Ron killed me. He slayed me with the code code E. I loved it. And this is episode 161, the Code E episode. So there it is.
Nice.
There it is.
And I'm going to make a motion. I'm going to put a motion to the floor. I'm going to say that from now on, since we're retiring him, if he's going to have a seat at the table, we call this the Big Raider Trucker Sizzler Award.
I think it's too long.
Okay. The BRT Sizzler.
BRT Sizzler.
BRT Sizzler.
The BRT Sizzler.
The busy Sizzler.
The busy
The BRT Sizzler.
And we're going to update that soundbite too, and we need to clip
So at the
Big
top,
Red Trucker going, I am the
Sizzler.
Sizzler.
And then the rest of it.
And then have it followed up with a I am the Sizzler.
Oh.
And then go right into
And then
the
go
Sizzler.
right to the Sizzler. Done and done.
You do that. You do the I am the big.
Okay, go.
You do it. You do that part.
I am the Sizzler.
Sizzler. Everybody else is a
We are Metallica, and we are here for your
Oakland Raiders.
You know why we out here, and we ain't playing around today.
From The Walking Dead to errant Jedi Knights, Raiders fans are a rogues gallery.
Thank you to all of you that have joined us this evening for a lovely affair through Raiders Fan Radio, through Murph's Fan Cave, as we took a journey through the dark side.
Lighter side journey into the mosh side.
No, I appreciate those of you that joined us tonight. I would love to shout out the chat at this point, but we don't have a chat. But I'll be shouting you out in real life here in a minute as we put this podcast, audio cast, live stream up. So appreciate those of you that have joined us live. Appreciate everybody that joined us in the Sea of Fans mailbag. And listen, I appreciate all of the social media interaction. Swaggo and I caught some heat, especially me and even Mojo too. Caught some heat this week on social media based on our opinions of some of the around the Raiders quarterback and especially Derek Carr. It's all love. We bring it on. And just remember this, first and foremost, we are Raider fans. We are not player fans, and we will support this team. And whoever it is, whether it's Derek Carr, Marcus Mariota, Nathan Peterman, I don't care, man. If they're wearing silver and black and they're a starter on whatever week, we're going to support them. So thank you to those of you with all the interaction, and keep it coming. Thank you to Swag Jeff for tonight, jumping in and joining me for an RFR rundown. Thanks to Uncle Mosh, man. This man has had a crazy ass schedule here lately, and he still found time to come and jump in and join us in the fan cave for RFR Live. So thank you, Uncle Mosh, and thank you, Swag Jeff.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Yeah, thank you guys for joining another episode of Raiders Fan Radio RFR Live. Make sure you join us or find us anywhere on your social media platforms. Facebook.com/Raiders Fan Radio Podcast, Instagram and Twitter @Raiders Fan Radio. Thank you for everyone who is currently in the chat who we can't see right now, but we love every one of you. You guys make the show. Uncle Mosh, my brother, take us home.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for joining us on episode 1 of Mosh Fan Radio. Live from Mosh's Fan Cave, the home of the one and only Uncle Mosh, where Mosh takes a lighter side journey into Mosh side. What happens in Mosh's Fan Cave? All kidding aside, thanks for listening tonight, everybody. I appreciate that, Swaggy. I saved that.
That was good.
For Swaggy J and old Murf, you got your one and only Uncle Mosh here, and you've been listening to Raiders Fan Radio, where we take a lighter side journey into the dark side. Remember, what happens in Vegas started in Oakland. Good night, Capo. Good night, Dead Scroll Steve, our historian. Mini Murf, the Sizzler scorekeeper. Swaggy J, Big Raider Trucker. Good night, Cody.
We'll see our stuff next week.
Good night, YouTubes.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. Wash your hands. Take care of old people. Watch your youngins. God bless.
We're going to make this a 3-hour show.
A 3-hour show. A 3-hour show. The Swaggy started getting rough.